Well, so today we are taking up Shri Bharat Grah Raksha Insurance. Let me share it with you. Okay. So this is one product which was launched by IRDA along with Bharat Sukshma Udyam and Bharat Laghu Udyam. This is one revised policy for dwellings and residential houses, and this is the modified version of the product, which includes inbuilt additional coverage, optional coverage, and innovative coverage, which were not there previously. So since this policy is launched by the IRDA on 1st April 2021, this has made the policy now much simpler than the previous one. There are add-on covers and difference in the premium rate with the insurance companies. Otherwise, the product is common to all the general insurance companies of India. And product is applicable to all residential houses and the dwelling houses. Maybe the policy is in combination of the umbrella cover. It can be a package policy, but wherever the coverage for houses is required, now this policy will come into force. Because with the introduction of this policy, now Insured is able to understand the existing wordings, because this is not very complex in nature. And this policy provides complete coverage now. This is also a step to control the mis-selling, because now no peril can be deleted out of this policy. Much clarity of coverage is there. And above all, there is a standardized method to decide the sum insured of the proposed residential house. So the policy has increased number of perils from 12 to 14. Policy period can be now 1 to 10 years. For residential houses, policy period can be 1 to 10 years. Not more than 10. Under no circumstances it can be more than 10 years. It can be for 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, 9 years, 10 years, but not more than 10 years. Deletion of peril is not allowed. Long-term discount is not allowed. Because as per fire tariff in previous dwelling insurance policy, 50% discount was available. That kind of discount is not there now. But escalation of sum insured is mandatory. This escalation of sum insured is without any effort of the insured, without payment of any additional premium, without even giving the option, because this is an inbuilt part of the coverage. As far as compulsory excess is concerned, there will be no deduction from the claim amount if there is any loss caused by the insured peril, except in case of terrorism. Content coverage can be given up to 10 years because the policy period is maximum 10 years. And the minimum premium of the policy is rupees 100 plus GST. So these are the major changes in the policy, which was introduced from 1st April 2021 by the IRDA. So there is a difference in coverage also, because the definition of the bushfire has been changed. Now bushfire includes the forest fire and jungle fire. Fire definition of Bharat Grah Raksha policy is not changed, that is the same. But bushfire is changed, impact damage is changed, and plus 2, 3 new additional perils are included, which are earthquake, terrorism, and theft. So theft is in the limited sense because theft in isolation is not covered. Mere theft loss is not covered unless it is followed by any other peril. No peril can be deleted from the coverage, either as per the discretion of the insurance company or at the option of the insured also. All 14 perils will continue from the date of inception of the policy till the expiry date of the policy. Out of all 14 perils, no peril can be deleted. No premium can be refunded. In the inbuilt coverage, there are certain changes because many add-on covers have been merged, plus the limits of the existing benefits were increased. 2 existing benefits were there in the previous policy also, that was architect, surveyor and consulting engineer fee up to 3% of the claim amount. That has been increased to 5% of the claim amount. Removal of debris, that was covered for 1% of the claim amount, that has been increased to 2% of the claim amount. Additionally, in the policy, without any extra premium, loss of rent is covered, rent for alternate accommodation is covered, and 2 optional covers are there. Optional means if you are selecting, you have to pay for extra. You have to pay extra premium for that. And these are covered for valuable contents, and personal accidents. So in the previous policy they were not there, but now they can be opted on payment of additional fee. Cover for valuable contents and personal accident insurance. So basically, when you are giving the Bharat Grah Raksha policy for any residential houses, this policy will cover 2 portions which are known as the building portion and content portion. Now again, building portion will have 2 things: home building plus additional structures. Content portion will again have 2 things: general contents and valuable contents. That means overall the coverage for 4 things are there. One residential house can be insured for the purpose of building, additional structure, general contents and valuable contents. That means the insured has got the option to select the coverage according to his requirement. And the policy is available in 7 different formats. 7 different formats. That is important to understand. If I have a house and nothing, I am not living in there, but I want the insurance of my house, I can take the policy for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. That policy will be known as building one. If my house is there and some goods is also there, household goods, but I am not living there, or I am living in there, under both the circumstances, I prefer to take the building plus contents. Even the policy for contents plus valuable contents can be given. Policy for building and additional structures can be given. Only contents with a specified limit can also be insured. That is possible when the building is not owned, it is rented building. But household goods is mine. I can take the insurance. Or the other options are policy can be taken for all the four things: building, additional structure, contents, and valuable contents. So there is predefined limit to provide coverage of content. However, proposer can change its content sum insured limit. Proposer can change its content sum insured limit. Sum insured limit for contents is different, I will tell you. So now these four things are insured under this policy. If we define all the four things, let us see home building. Now home building is a building consisting of residential units. Means what does it include? Enclosed structure, roof, basement, fixtures, permanent fittings, floors, walls, sanitary fittings, electric wiring, and other permanent fittings. This is a home building. Then what is additional structure? Additional structure means if they are on the same site and used as part of your home building, like garage, domestic outhouses, used for residence, means servant quarter, parking space or parking area, then compound walls, fences, gates, retaining walls, sentinel doors, veranda or porch, septic tank, biogas plant, fixed gauge water storage, units, hot tanks, solar panels, wind turbine and air conditioning system, central heating system. So they are additional structures. They can also be insured under the same policy. Plus general contents. Again, this is an option of the insured. Things in a home that are permanently attached or fixed to the structure of home. Home contents may consist of general contents and valuable contents. What is general contents? Routine use items like furniture, electronic items, antenna, solar panel, water storage equipment, kitchen equipment, electrical equipment, clothing, apparels, and other similar natures. Items of other similar nature. So these are general household goods. Then what is valuable goods? Jewelry, silverware, painting, work of art, antique items, curios, and items of similar nature. So all these four things can be insured under the policy. But as per the option, because general contents and valuable contents. If the insured requires the coverage for that, this can be given. If insured required coverage for building only, he can select. If he need building plus additional structure, he can select. If he want coverage for all the four things, he can select. Now, how to decide the sum insured of the policy? There is a standard method now. According to this method only, the sum insured will be decided under the Bharat Grah Raksha policy. And this is for all purposes. Insured can't mention sum insured in a state way. Purchase value, sale value, market value, book value, depreciated value, restatement value, nothing. This is the matter. And what is this? Carpet area of the structure in square meter into rate of cost of construction on the date of the issuance of the policy. Carpet area of the structure in square meters into rate of cost of construction. Simple thing. Say suppose house is of the 100 square meter carpet area. and cost of construction is 15,000 per square meter. So the sum insured would be 100 into 15,000, that is 15 lakh rupees only. Simple calculation. This is the method by which you will decide the sum insured of the policy. There could be different situations. Say the area of your home building is 100 square meter. You declare it in the proposal form. And the rate of cost of construction is 20,000 rupees. So you have taken this sum insured of 20 lakh rupees. But suppose your building is damaged by the earthquake and there is a total loss. Surveyor has assessed the reconstruction cost on the date of earthquake and found it is 16 lakh, calculated at rupees 16,000 per square meter. But your sum insured is 20 lakh rupees, you will get all 20 lakh rupees. Your sum insured is 20 lakh rupees. Maybe on the date of loss, the value of your house was 16 lakh rupees, but you will get 20 lakh rupees. This is a good thing. But in another case, there could be different position. Say for example, your area of your house is 100 square meters. And the rate of cost of construction is 15,000 rupees per square meter. But by mistake, you declared an area of 120 square meter, while actually the house is of 100 square meter only. So what you did, you declared 120, you took the sum insured of 120 into 15,000, that is for 18 lakh. Now your home building gets totally damaged by earthquake. Since the actual area was not correctly declared, insurance company will pay 15 lakh rupees only, because the actual carpet area is only 100 square meters. You have declared 120 by mistake. Insurance company will pay here only 15 lakh rupees, because there is a mistake on your part. Basically, what is this carpet area? So for the main building unit of the home, it is the usable floor area. But your net usable floor area is there, that is called carpet area. It does not include external walls, balcony, veranda, open terrace. It includes only the enclosed structure on the same side. That is called net usable floor area of such a structure. But for the balcony, veranda, terrace, parking area, additional 25% area can be taken in your carpet area. Because there could be in societies or in apartments, combined area is used, maybe by 2 floor owners, 4 flat owners, or maybe more than that. So 25% of carpet area of balcony, veranda, terrace, parking area can be included in your carpet area, but not the entire area. And the sum insured for additional structure would be on the basis of prevailing rate of cost of construction. When you are taking the policy, what is the rate prevailing? It has to be declared by the proposer in the proposal form. Additional structures are, these are additional: veranda, terrace, carpet area, parking area. And then comes the escalation. Now what is this escalation? This is a very good thing in the Bharat Grah Raksha policy, introduced by IIT. This is in favor of the policyholders. This is just a wonderful thing. Because policy may be for 1 year or for 10 years or for 5 years or 6 years, whatever it is. The value of the sum insured will automatically increase without the payment of any additional premium. because the value of house will not remain the same. So in case of annual policy, the sum insured will be automatically increased each day by an amount representing 1 upon 365 into 100 of 1 upon 365 of 10% of the sum insured at the policy commencement date. So what is this formula? Sum insured will increase, sum insured will escalate, but with this formula only. Even policy is for 1 year or for longer time, up to 10 years. So this is for 1 year only, this formula. What is this formula? Let us understand. Suppose you have taken a policy on 1st April 2022, or you can say 2024. Sum insured is 10 lakh rupees. Now you say, on 1st July 2024, what was your sum insured? Because you have taken the policy for 10 lakh rupees on 1st April. After 3 months, how the sum insured has been escalated, that you want to know. So formula is 1 upon 365, means how many days. So from 1st April to 1st July, there are 91 days. So 91 upon 365 into 10% of your sum insured. Sum insured is 10 lakh. 91 upon 365 into 1 lakh rupees. So increase is 24,931. So if your building is collapsed that day due to earthquake or flood or cyclone or whatever insured peril, insurance company will pay you 10,24,931 against the sum insured of 10 lakh rupees. Here the formula where that we can say the insurance company can never be liable for more than sum insured. Here that formula does not work because the insurance company is allowing you the escalation, automatic escalation, without any additional premium. So on 91st day, 1st July, if there is any loss, insurance company will pay you 10,24,931 against the sum insured of 10 lakh. This is very good. This is in favor of the policyholder. But this is applicable only for 1 year's policy. Suppose the policy is for 5 years or 10 years, in that case what will happen? The formula is different. In that case, the sum insured will automatically increase each year by 10%. In case of long-term policy, the sum insured will automatically increase each year by 10% of the home building cover without additional premium for a maximum of 100% of the sum insured at policy commencement date. Say for example, policy taken on 1st April 2021. Sum insured is 10 lakh. Now after 2 years you want to know what is the sum insured. 10% each year will add. 1st April 22, 10 plus 1. 1st April 2023, 22. If you want to know after 8 years what is the sum insured, 10% each year will increase, means 80% will be increased. So 18 lakh will be the sum insured. If your house is damaged against 10 lakh sum insured in the 8th year, insurance company will pay you 18 lakh. Amazing thing is automatic escalation. Very interesting point. This goes in favor of the policyholder. So formula for both the things are different because 1 year means annual policy and long term means 10% per year. Now sum insured for contents. If the proposer wants the insurance for contents also, means household goods. When the building and home contents are opted for cover, general contents of home for sum insured equal to 20% of the sum insured for home building cover subject to a maximum of rupees 10 lakh. Suppose the sum insured of your policy is 20 lakh rupees. So 20% of that one you can get insured as content value, means 4 lakh rupees. It cannot be more than 10 lakh, but 20% is the option. If you say my household goods value around 8 lakh rupees, so this is underwriter's prerogative. He will ask the list and he can give you the coverage of 8 lakh. If proposer wants to get insurance of more than 20% of the building, sum insured, underwriter can give it. Provided he is satisfied that you have got the goods of 8 lakh rupees in your house. And there will be no escalation of the contents. The escalation is only for the household building. So the normal limit is 20%. If your sum insured is 10 lakh rupees, you can have the content insurance of 2 lakh rupees. If your sum insured of the house is 40 lakh rupees, you can have the contents of the 8 lakh rupees also. Still, if you feel content value is 10 lakh rupees, you can get it approved by underwriter. Now, normally the valuables or the jewelleries are kept in the bank lockers. But household ladies are keeping some part of jewellery in the houses also. Because normally they used to travel, they used to attend the marriages and functions, so they used to wear the normal items like necklace, bangles, rings, etc. So if you have the jewellery or valuables in your house, up to the sum insured of 5 lakh rupees, that can be done normally. But if it is more than 5 lakh rupees, then the valuation certificate is required. Individual value of one item is, say, 1 lakh rupees. It can be insured normally. But if it is more than 1 lakh rupees, then the valuation certificate is required. Valuation certificate or invoice? Anything. Because the value must be known. If you are saying my necklace is worth rupees 8 lakh rupees, how insurance company can trust it? It may be of 18,000 rupees only. So if the valuation certificate of the certified valuer is there or the invoice value is there, that is valid document. So valuation certificate for valuable contents is required to be insured if total sum insured for valuable content is above rupees 5 lakh or any individual item value exceeds rupees 1 lakh. Say suppose total jewelry in your house is 2 lakh rupees and the biggest item costs rupees 50,000. No valuation certificate is required. But out of the 2 lakh rupees jewelry, if one necklace is cost 1 lakh 10,000, then the valuation certificate is required for this item. If total jewelry is more than 5 lakh rupees, that is 6 lakh rupees, still the valuation certificate required. And for both the purposes, if total jewelry is more than 5 and the value of one item is more than 1 lakh rupees, still the valuation certificate is required. But this is optional. If the insured want to cover the valuables in the house, then only it is required. Because this cover is also available along with the Bharat Grah Raksha policy. So how the values will be determined? For the building, simple formula is carpet area into cost of construction per square meter. For additional structures, on the same basis, but the proposer will give you the value, cost of construction as declared by the insured. For the contents, replacement value. For valuables, agreed value basis. Agreed value means either the valuation certificate is there or the invoice is there or the value agreed between the insurance company and the insured. Loss of rent, insured has to provide the detail what is the monthly rental of the rented portion. If it is damaged, how much time it will take for to repair. Alternate accommodation in the same manner. Personal accident sum insured if opted. For that the sum insured is fixed as 5 lakh rupees. Neither less nor more, nor higher. Sum insured is fixed. Policy period is also decided 1 to 10 years. It cannot be more than 10 years under any circumstances. It can be less than 10 years. It could be minimum for 1 year, but not more than 10 years. Home with commercial activity. This is interesting to understand. Okay, nowadays normally a house owner who is having 2 floors in his house or 3 floors in his house, what they are doing on the ground floor, they are opening some shops. And normal shops are grocery, stationery, even the boutiques. So in that case, the ground floor becomes the commercial unit and the upper floor becomes the residential unit. So how that building will be insured? Under the residential policy or the commercial policies? If the commercial policy is going to be given, then the Bharat Sukshmuddam or Laghuddam will come. And if the residential is given, then the Bharat Grah Raksha will come into the picture. So here, in case a proposer is running commercial activity personally, then home and commercial activity is covered with the same rate. Personally means the proposer of insurance of 2-story house, proposer and his family resides in the building and run a grocery shop in 2 rooms of the ground floor and personally attend to the grocery business. So then we can provide this Bharat Grah Raksha policy. But if there are any of these three things, what? In case the proposer is running commercial activity personally or with partnership. If there is any partner, it will become commercial. Then this will be insured under commercial policy. Or if he is having the employee or the worker or the labor, it will become commercial. Or if it is given on rent. So rented portion means it will become commercial. That means under 3 circumstances it will become commercial. 1, partnership. 2, having employee to run that. And 3rd, rented one portion for commercial activity. Still, this will be insured under the commercial policy. Or if the owner himself or his wife herself is running the shop, there is no employee, there is no partnership, there is no rented agreement. In that case, it will be insured as the residential house. Say for example, there is a proposal of insurance for 2-story house. Proposer and his family resides in the 1st floor of the building and run a grocery shop at the ground floor. So proposer and 5 employees attend to the grocery business. So these 5 employees attend to the grocery business means there is a commercial activity. So the 1st floor of the building will be insured under the Bharat Grah Raksha and the ground floor will be insured under the Sukshmuddam. This is the method. Now, inward coverage. 5% of the claim amount for renewal fees for architect surveyor and 2% of the renewal cost for removal of debris. So now these are inbuilt coverage, means no extra premium will charge for that. For loss of rent, again this is also inbuilt coverage. If any portion is rented, if it is damaged, the rent and the period required for that is mentioned in the proposal form. For that the compensation will be paid. Similarly, if there is any extra rent paid for alternate accommodation, that will also be paid. So that means these all expenses are a part of the inbuilt coverage. But if the optional cover of the valuables has to be taken, that is for jewelry, then the limitation will apply, and limitation is for up to 5 lakh rupees, no valuation certificate. If the biggest item of 1 lakh rupees, no valuation certificate. Another one is personal accident. For personal accident, sum insured is fixed as 5 lakh rupees. But this is for husband or wife or both, but not for children. Either husband or wife or both, but not for children. And PM rate is very low, that is 12 rupees per person. Sum insured would be 5 lakh rupees, fixed, no less, not higher. PA insurance can't be provided to cooperative housing societies. If the cooperative housing society is taking the policy for residential houses, PA will not go there. There is option to select personal accident coverage for home cover and or for spouse. So this is optional coverage. Now theft is again optional. Theft is inbuilt part, but not in isolation. If any event occurs by any insured peril and then theft took place, then the theft is covered from first day to 7th day. Say suppose fire is there in the house, and thereafter some people have started taking the goods from the house. So whatever they are taking on the first day, second day, 5th day, 7th day, that will be covered. Because the loss is caused by fire, not by theft. Waiver of under insurance. This is very good favor. Very good favor by waiver of under insurance, because there is no application of under insurance in case of Bharat Grah Raksha Insurance. Maybe there is a claim. If the sum insured is not adequate, still nothing will be deducted from the claim amount. Under insurance does not apply to Sri Bharat Grah Raksha policy. If sum insured calculator on the basis of the information that insured provided is less than the actual value at risk, still the difference will not affect the claim amount. So under insurance is not applicable. Only in this policy. In commercial policies it is applicable. Compulsory access is also not there. Compulsory access on each claim will not be deducted. This is applicable only if the loss is caused by terrorism otherwise. And then this product has been changed totally. Because in previous policy, that was standard fire and special policy, which was given to residential houses, insurance of residential houses, there were only 12 perils, there was no limit coverage, there was no method to decide the sum insured, there was no option to cover the jewelry, there was no option to cover the personal accident, there were only 12 perils. So that is different. This policy has got certain special features. What are these special features? First of all, this has come into force from 1st April 2021 only. Then this is with the 14 perils. Previous policy was having 10 perils only, 12 perils only. In previous policy, the period of insurance could be 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. Now what the insurance companies were doing, they were giving the policy for 25 or 30 years. But suppose 5 years or after or 10 years after, if somebody is going for the claim, the record was not traceable. After 10 years or 15 years, who will search out the record of that insurance policy? Because that time, everything was not online. Everything was not searchable. So now the policy limit or the policy period limit has been fixed as 10 years maximum, not more than that. Earlier policy was not covering the contents also. Here in this policy, content coverage is there. Optional coverage is there. So in previous policy there was compulsory access. There was application of under insurance also. Compulsory access was directed on each claim. If the house was not properly insured, the claim amount was deducted due to under insurance. But in this policy, these things have been waived. Compulsory access is applicable only in case of terror, not otherwise. No option to delete after STFI or earthquake or terror. All 14 perils will continue till the expiry date. No option. Automatic increase of sum insured. Standard fire and special peril policy which was given to insure the houses earlier. Suppose the policy was given for 50 lakh. After 20 years also, the sum insured was 20 lakh. Here if this policy is given for 50 lakh, even after 5 years, 10 into 5, almost 50% increase is there. Insurance company will pay 75 lakh against the sum insured of 50 lakh rupees. 10% increase per year is there. These are very interesting and very good features of this policy. Now, there is any addition, extension or alteration in the structure of your building. Even during the policy period, insured is intimating to the insurance company there can be an endorsement. On payment of additional premium, that risk will be covered. But for one house, one policy will be there. In one policy, if I have 3 houses, I cannot cover by all 3 houses in one policy. For each location, a separate policy has to be there because this policy is location specific, not owner specific. Obviously, the location of all 3 houses is different. Even if they are situated in the same colony, maybe in the same lane, but still the location is different. So proposer has to take multiple policies to cover all these locations. We also got a policy, package policy called home care policy. That is for 1 year, as per current process. So even if that we are giving to cover the residential houses, still the provisions under the fire section will apply of the Bharat Grah Raksha policy. There is no provision to get policy on first loss basis. First loss basis means where the possibility of entire loss is not there. So the sum insured is less than the entire sum insured or value of the sum insured. Maximum policy period for individual dwelling is 10 years. But for cooperative housing society, maximum period will be 1 year only. So in this policy, individual dwelling, cooperative housing society, corporate guest house, and residential house for employees can be insured. The only thing is, for cooperative housing society, the period of insurance will be 1 year only. New provisions don't provide policy with higher access and also insured can't opt higher access to get reduction in premium because compulsory access is not there. Compulsory access is only for the terror. If insured wants that I will If insured want that I will not make any claim, you give me the discount on the policy, that discount cannot be given because there is no provision for that. Or as per product, there is no maximum limit on sum insured. Our maximum sum insured will be as per underwriter's guideline. If branches are instructed by the underwriting department that you can take the proposals for the residential houses up to 50 lakh or 1 crore or 2 crore, whatever it is. That limit will be fixed by the underwriting department. Up to that extent, this proposal can be accepted because the branches are authorized to issue this policy from the branch itself. No deed of quotations. Quotations are required only if the optional covers are taken for, say, valuables or etc. There is no provision to decrease the sum insured because the value of a house will always increase, it will not decrease, except under these extraordinary circumstances. So who can purchase this policy? Obviously the owner of the house, but this policy can be taken by the tenant also because the contents are covered, valuables are covered. For that purpose he can take it. If you are authorized occupier, you can take it. But the use of the house should be for the residential purposes. You can purchase this insurance cover if your home building is used for residence. If you carry a commercial activity by employing other persons, you must purchase another insurance cover that is Sukshma Udyam Suraksha, or depending upon the sum insured of that commercial activity. Now suppose you reside in a 3-story house. You are a partner in a firm that runs an electric shop on the ground floor. 5 employees attend the shop. So you can purchase this policy only for 2 floors because on the ground floor where the electric shop is running, their employees are working. So that has become the commercial activity. You can purchase other policy to cover the shop on the ground floor. For that purpose, the Bharat Grah Raksha policy will not work. Restatement of sum insured is applicable here also. If there is any claim, the sum insured will be reduced. If your TV set insured for 15,000 is destroyed in fire or stolen within 7 days of the fire, and we pay your claim 15,000, the new TV that you will buy will be covered under the policy unless you add it again and pay additional premium. So that is called restatement of sum insured. So if your TV set is repaired and we pay your repair charge is 5,000, the cover for the same TV will continue for ₹10,000 only. Because the 5,000 is paid, sum insured is deducted. That will continue for ₹15,000 if you pay proportional premium again. Restatement of sum insured will be there in that case. So what cover can you get? You occupy a flat provided to you by your employer. You can purchase home contents cover for your articles or things in that flat. Or a company owns a building consisting of flats occupied by its employees. The employees can purchase home content cover. The company can purchase only home building cover. That way it is also possible. Now, automatic termination of policy could be there under these circumstances. If the house is totally gutted or destructed, your sum insured is totally exhausted, change of use of your home building, maybe it is converted for commercial purposes, or if you have sold your house, in that case only. So branches are provided with the calculator, premium calculator. Branches can issue this policy. And as per calculator, they can calculate the premium. This is also the premium chart, which may be available with all the branches. And this is the calculator. So for all purposes, this policy is authorized to branches, they can issue it. They can insure the residential houses as per the provisions or underwriting guidelines issued by the underwriting department. Now if you have any questions, you can ask. Any questions, please? No. Okay, please check your mail. Okay, dear. Right. Thank you.